Hey, what's up, y'all? Today I just want to talk about something that I feel like so many people struggle with, and that is approach anxiety. And what approach anxiety is essentially when you have this fear or have this anxious feeling with going up to someone random that you don't know, and introducing yourself and starting up a conversation. Now, approach anxiety is unfortunate that a lot of people have this, but I do feel as though most folks, especially younger people, have this issue. And I think that having a great deal of approach anxiety is what can set you back from the very beginning. It blocks you from the opportunities that are out there and that you can partake in. So one of the things that I find for me that's helped me over the years to get rid of approach anxiety or to minimize it is that I start thinking about a few things. One, what's the worst that could happen out of this interaction? Usually, the worst that can happen is a flat out rejection, which, if you think about it, if you don't do the approach at all and you get rejected doing the approach, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. You end up in the same place. If you didn't approach the person, you'll be in this one spot. If you approach the person and you get rejected, you'll be in that same spot. So that's something that you should think about before really going into an interaction and thinking about, what is the worst that can happen out of this interaction. Secondly, what I do think about is what can I gain from this interaction, which is a little bit different. It's similar, but it's a little bit different. If you look at an approach situation and you feel as though you can actually gain a lot from this interaction with this new person, just go for it. I mean, if you see that there's something that you can gain from this person that you've always wanted or that you really want at the moment, you might as well go ahead and talk to that person and see where it leads to. And one thing that helps the approach anxiety aspect of life or our daily interactions, in my opinion, the best thing to do is just to keep practicing. That means what you'll do or what you'll have to do is make as many approaches as you can in a day. Like the more approaches that you make, the less significant each approach becomes. Therefore, if the approach is less significant, you won't have this high anxiety about its outcome. A lot of people, the reason why they are so anxious in approaching folks is because they're already thinking about the what ifs, all the possibilities that could come up from having this interaction. If you have so many interactions, you're not gonna have the time really to think about the outcome of the interaction as it happens. So if you keep on approaching and see how it turns out with each approach, then you wouldn't feel so anxious because it's just going to be something normal that you do on a daily basis quite often. So if you keep on practicing, if you keep on approaching people, you'll find out over time that usually most people are open to talk to you. And once you have that feeling or you have those experience of most people willing to talk to you or willing to have that interaction, then you're going to see that your anxiety level is going to drop significantly because now you have this confidence that if I approach this person, nothing bad is going to happen. As a matter of fact, what I like to think about when I do so many approaches is, am I going to die? No. So I might as well go for it. I'm not, as you go along, you do more approaches, you start to really release that fear, that feeling of fear within you about how the outcome is going to be with those approaches. So, of course, I'm going off the cuff and I'm not 100% breaking down everything as thoroughly as I would like to, but I do think that I brought the point across that, if you're more consistent about your approaches and if you're doing them more often, then your approach anxiety levels will go down. Think about that. Think about what's the worst that could happen. And also, if you do have goals that you're trying to achieve and you feel as though those goals can be reached by making a new connection, you might as well go ahead and make that connection because it's going to be something that you're going to cherish in the end. So think about those things. Talk to you later.